Hey guys, Shabazz here from Adam's Tech Guide. Now in today's video, I'm going to show you guys how to install macOS Big Sur on your computer. For this, we need a running Mac operating systems. In my previous video, I've shown you guys how to install macOS Catalina. If you guys want, you guys can go ahead and check out the full instructions. It's an entire tutorial of how to install macOS Catalina on your computer. So if you guys want, you guys can click on the link in the description and check out how to install macOS Catalina. In this video, we will be using Clover as our bootloader because I have seen OpenCore creating a little bit of issues, especially on few of the older motherboards, since we've been using Clover from a very long time and we are used to it, and we also know how it works. So I thought of keeping things a little bit simple for you guys to understand. We have to have a minimum of 16 GB flash drive to make a bootable installer for macOS Big Sur, because the image file of Big Sur itself is for 13 GB. So make sure you guys are using the flash drive which is of 16 GB. You have to have an existing Mac operating system because we have to get inside the Mac operating system and we have to copy the Clover EFI folder to the EFI partition of our flash drive once we are done making a flash drive for our Big Sur. So these are the requirements for the process to work. Now guys, this EFI folder which I will be giving you guys a link to download, this EFI folder has got different text files. So you have to make sure you are placing the compatible text files which are as per your system's motherboard. Research on Google and check for the compatible text files for your motherboard in specific. So in case if you guys want your internet connection to be working, in case if you guys want different components of your hardware to be working, you're gonna have to install specific text files like a sound text file, like a sound driver. So text file is actually drivers for your hardware. So you have to have a proper sound text files, video text files, network, the LAN, the Ethernet driver in specific. So please make sure you do research on internet, find a compatible text file for your hardware, because at times it happens like if the text file inside the EFI folder is not compatible for your hardware, it might give you the kernel panic error. Also, you guys will get the idea of when you guys are getting that kernel panic error, you guys can actually figure out the text file which is creating that kernel panic error on your hardware. So just note the text file which gives you that error and replace that text file from that EFI folder, and then try installing this operating system on your computer. It will probably work because this thing has worked for me and it will also work for you guys. I would request you all to please watch this video first and then proceed further with the installation process, because if you guys understand and do it, that is going to be a different story altogether. Now after making a bootable flash drive for your Mac operating system, you guys can still try using the OpenCore bootloader because it works on most of the recent hardwares. Try booting from the OpenCore bootloader and check if it works. If it's working fine for you guys can still go ahead and install it. The installation part is going to be the same, it will remain the same. The entire installation process will not change. It's just at the point you have to replace the OpenCore bootloader with the Clover bootloader. So yes guys, enough of the talking already. Without wasting any further ado, let's get started with the video. So guys, let's start the video. First off, we'll have to go to internet and download the image file for our Big Sur. So this is the image file which I've downloaded. You will be able to download the beta version from the internet. Once you guys have downloaded the image file, bring it on the desktop screen just to make things simple for us to navigate. This is the image file and I have placed it on the desktop. After downloading the image file for our OS, you have to download TransMac and Image Writer. Download these two softwares. Again, the link will be in the description. Once you're done downloading this software, you have to download CCG, which stands for Clover Configurator Tool. And you also have to download the Multibeast for Catalina edition. The Multibeast for Catalina edition will work on our Big Sur. After downloading these two, you'll have to download the EFI folder. Again, the link will be in the description. Click on that link and download the EFI folder from that link. Place all of them on a desktop screen. Make a separate folder which says Clover config. Just name the folder Clover config. Open this folder. You'll have to double click on this CCG and extract both of these items from here to our folder. Again, make a different folder, name it Multibeast, and extract all the items from this Multibeast RAR file to this Multibeast folder. So you got these two different folders, which is Clover config and Multibeast. Now we'll have to put both of these folders into our flash drive once we are done preparing a flash drive for our Mac OS. Now after this, right click on TransMac, and I have connected the flash drive to my computer. I'm using a 16 GB flash drive. I'm using the Sony's flash drive, so it will be there in this TransMac tool. I'm running it as an administrator, so anytime from now the tool will open. Now this is the tool which we will be using to format our flash drive into a Mac format, and then we will be using image writer to write our image file onto our flash drive. So this is my flash drive. Make sure you do not touch the hard drive. Just make sure you are selecting your flash drive and right click on it and click on format disk for Mac. Now click on yes, and it will start formatting your flash drive into a Mac OS format. Now I'm not gonna do it because I already have made a bootable flash drive for my Mac operating system, so I'm not gonna do it. I'm just going to skip this point. I'm gonna click on no, and I'll close this page. So once the formatting is completed, it will give you the message that the format process has been completed. Click on OK and close this tool. Now right click on the image writer and click on run as an administrator. Now we are done making a flash drive. We're done formatting a flash drive into a Mac format. Now this image writer will help us to write this image file onto a flash drive. This tool will open. It will ask you to select an image file for Mac OS. I'm going to click on select, and I'll search for the Big Sur image file which I've downloaded. This is the one which I'm looking out for. I've placed it on a desktop screen so that things are much simpler for me to navigate. Again, I have highlighted desktop, and this is the image file. I'll highlight this and I'll click on open. This will be selected in this image column, image box. So I'm done selecting an image file. As you guys can see, the image file itself is of 13 GB and plus, like it's more than 13 GB. That's why I am using a flash drive which is of 16 GB. And now I'll click on copy in order to start the process. Guys, so once the process gets initiated, it will take at least a minimum of 25 to 30 minutes depending upon the hardware you guys are using. Now once the process gets completed, you will get the box in the center of the screen which says success. Click on OK and close this tool. Now, after we're done making it, we'll have to right click on TransMac and we'll have to click on run as an administrator. Now we'll have to navigate from our flash drive. We'll have to just highlight the flash drive and click on it. I've left clicked on it, and this is the image file for our Mac OS Big Sur. I'm going to highlight this folder. It will give me the the contents which are there inside this folder. So as you guys can see, I've already placed Clover config and Multibeast, these two folders inside this. So you just have to be in this page, and you have to just highlight both of them and drag it and drop it. Now guys, we are done transferring these two files. Now the final step is going to be transferring the EFI file to our to our flash drive as well. So just have to drag and drop the EFI folder from your desktop screen to the window here. And just to let you guys know, we are inside our install Mac OS Big Sur folder. So just make sure once we are inside the Mac operating system, we'll have to go inside this folder and we'll have to check for these three files. So this is how we place files inside our flash drive. Now guys, as of now, we are done making a flash drive from our Windows computer. So as of now, we have OpenCore bootloader installed on our flash drive. If you guys want, you guys can restart your computer, boot from the flash drive, and check if you are able to boot from the OpenCore bootloader. If it is allowing you to go to the installer screen, and if it is giving you the installer window, well and good, you guys can proceed further. Just skip the part which I'm doing right now and directly move to the part wherein I will be installing macOS Big Sur on my computer. So I'm going to go inside the Mac operating system to replace the EFI folder for OpenCore. So we will place this EFI folder and remove the existing EFI folder which is there inside the EFI partition of our flash drive. But for that, we need to go inside the Mac operating system and we need to use our Mac OS to access the EFI partition and do the needful. I'm going to go inside the Big Sur, which is a working operating system on my computer. I will go inside it. I will replace the folder, but again, the version does not matter. The only thing which matter is the process which we are going to do inside the Mac operating system. If you guys want, you guys can also use macOS Catalina to download the full version of macOS Big Sur. If you guys are able to download that version of Mac from the App Store, you guys can go to App Store, download the macOS Big Sur from there. It will be an app file, so once the app file gets downloaded, you can use a command line. I'm going to give you guys the command in the description. You guys just have to put that command in the terminal, and you can just follow the instructions. I will go inside the Mac operating system and I will show you guys what you have to do in order to install macOS Big Sur on your flash drive. You guys can then follow the instructions which I'm going to show in this video to install macOS Big Sur on your computer. So yeah guys, I'm restarting my computer and I'll see you guys in my Mac operating system. So guys, this is my Mac operating system. We are working on macOS Big Sur. So this is macOS Big Sur. If I can show you guys, this is the version of Big Sur I'm using. That's 11.0.1. This is the full version. This is the complete version of Big Sur. This is the public release. I started with the beta version and I have upgraded that beta version to this public release. And fortunately it's working fine. There is no lag, there is no issues as of now. So guys, I'm going to show you what we have to do in order to replace the Open Core bootloader with the Clover bootloader. So first off, we'll have to go to the Finder, and this is going to work on any of the Mac operating systems starting from macOS Sierra, Catalina, Mojave, whatever you guys are using it. This is going to be the same process on each of the operating system. Now I'll go to Finder and I'll click on Preferences. In this, we'll have to tick mark this box which says hard disk, and I'll click on Close. Now once I tick marked, like once I check marked that box, it has bought all these drives which are connected to my computer. I am not going to focus on all of these. I'm only going to focus on the flash drive which I have connected. This is just in case if I've placed my EFI folder in any of these, I will still use these drives in order to copy and paste the folders from it inside our flash drive. So just in case, we have already done it, so we don't need this, but I'm just showing this for the knowledge. Now I'll double click on this flash drive, and these are the files which I have which I have copied from my Windows operating system to my flash drive. So I'm going to highlight 3 of these and I'll just place it on my desktop screen. It's copying the files now. Okay, now I'm going to close this and I'll go to the Clover config, double click on it, and I'm going to copy this thing on my desktop screen and I'll close this page. So this is the Clover configurator tool I have placed on my desktop screen. I will double click on it, and once the tool opens, I'll go to Mount EFI, and I'll go to the bottom section in the window, which will give me all the EFI partitions inside the drives which are connected to my computer. So this is the EFI partitions which are there connected to my Mac computer. I'm going to focus on this one which says EFI on install Mac Big Sur. This is my flash drive. As you guys can see right here, it's mentioned Sony storage media. I'm going to click on mount partition. Once I click on mount partition, it will give me this box to enter the password. I'm going to enter the password and I'll press OK. And that will bring up the EFI partition of my flash drive right here. As you guys can see, it just populated right here. This is the EFI partition of my flash drive. I'm going to close the tool for now. I'm going to right click on it, and I'm going to right click on the dock, and I'll click on force quit the application, which will force quit the Clover configurator. Guys, I don't know, I think I'm using the old version of Clover configurator. It's it doesn't get closed if I click on that red cross icon, but it gets closed by right clicking on the dock icon and clicking on quit. It just closes itself. So yeah, I'm gonna double click on the EFI partition, and this is the EFI folder we are looking out for. I have placed my Clover EFI folder already, that's why it's showing Clover right here. But in your case, if you double click on this EFI folder, it will show you Open Core instead of Clover. So if it is showing open core, delete this folder from here, move it to bin, right click on it and move it to bin. So if it is showing open core, delete this folder from here, move it to bin, right click on it and move it to bin. Now we'll have to drag this EFI folder and drop it over here in order to place the Clover bootloader into our EFI partition of flash drive. I'm gonna just restore that EFI folder because I don't know, let me see. Sort by date added. Okay, so I'm going to place this file back to my EFI folder because I was having different kex files which are compatible for my macOS. So guys, as of now we are done making our bootable flash drive for our Mac operating system. Now there's one more thing which we can do at this point. Now at this moment we can also use one more shortcut, and that is to go to App Store and search for the Big Sur operating system. So I'll search for Big Sur. So here I have it. I'll just click on this macOS Big Sur and I'll click on get, and this will probably download this operating system onto my computer. You guys will be able to see it by clicking on go and clicking on applications, and you guys will see the macOS Big Sur in this applications folder. Now in order to make a bootable flash drive for macOS Big Sur directly from your macOS Catalina, first you'll have to do is you'll have to click on this magnifying glass right here and you have to go to disk utility. Once the disk utility opens, you'll have to first format your flash drive into a Mac format like how we did using TransMac. Click on this drop down and I'll click on show all devices. As you can see, Sony storage media, this is my flash drive. I'll highlight this and I'll click on erase. I will give the name to the flash drive. Please try naming the flash drive right and try to remember the name which you guys are giving to the flash drive. So if I may give USB, so I have to remember this name. Click on this drop down and go for macOS extended journaled. This is the format which is used for Mac. Keep the scheme GUID partition map. This is the scheme which works for Mac. Do not keep it master boot record. This will not work. Now I'm going to cancel it because I already have made the flash drive. Guys, remember the name of the flash drive you guys have given. We'll again have to click on this magnifying glass and we'll have to type in terminal. We'll go to the terminal and we will enter this command. I'm going to put this command in the description. You guys can copy this command from the description and paste it inside the terminal. Now there's one thing you'll have to make sure, and that is to change the this Untitled to USB, because we have named our flash drive USB. You have to copy this entire command to the terminal and you'll have to press enter. So if I copy this and if I paste it in the terminal and if I press enter, it will ask me for a password. Enter the password, press enter, and it will start writing the app file, the macOS Big Sur app file, to your flash drive. It will take at least a minimum of 25 to 30 minutes, like how it took in our Windows operating system. Again, depends upon the hardware you guys are using. Once it gets completed, you guys will be able to see this macOS Big Sur right here. The flash drive will be created. Again, you guys have to follow the same process which we did before. Double click on Clover configurator, mount the EFI partition from the flash drive, copy the EFI folder inside the EFI partition, and just restart the computer and check if you are able to boot from your flash drive. If my calculations are correct, you guys will be able to boot from the flash drive because we are making the flash drive on Mac. It definitely works. So I'm going to close this. So I've shown you guys two ways. First is how to make a bootable flash drive for our macOS Big Sur using Windows operating system, and second is the way how we can make a bootable flash drive using our Mac operating system. So we're going to move to the next step. I'm going to restart my computer. I'll switch myself to the camera and I will start installing the macOS Big Sur on my computer. So it's restarted. I'm going to press the F12 button and I will go to my UEFI Sony storage media. This is the UEFI partition of my Sony storage media, that is a flash drive. Press enter. It will boot from the Clover bootloader. This is the only Clover version which will help you to install Big Sur on your computer. So come to this about Clover and press enter, and this will show you the version of Clover you are using for this installation. I'm going to zoom in and show you guys the version of Clover we are using. So So that's the version of Clover 5122. Now this is the only version of Clover which will help you to install Mac OS Big Sur on your computer. Except for this version, there is no version of Clover which will help you to install this, guys. I've tried lots of versions of Clover, nothing helped me. This is the only version which actually get me to the installer screen of Mac OS Big Sur, and it helped me to install it on our machine. So I am going to press enter on the flash drive. This will by default take the setting. This version of Clover by default takes the setting of your graphics card. So if it is NVIDIA, it will by default use the NVIDIA web drivers, and if it is the AMD or ADI graphics card, it will by default take that argument into consideration, and it will boot into the installer screen. So right now it's doing that. So this will be the default page which will come up on the screen. You'll first have to click on disk utility and click on continue, and this will give you the disk utility window. First off, you'll have to click on this drop down. I'm going to zoom in the window a little bit so that you guys can see things clearly. Okay, so let me just focus. So at this point we have to format our hard drive into Mac OS format in order to install the Big Sur on it. So we'll first have to click on this drop down and click on show all drives. That will probably bring up all the drives which are connected to your computer. So this is the drive on which I will be installing Mac OS Big Sur. I will highlight this drive and I'll click on erase. I'm gonna give a name to it, and that's gonna be Mac drive. Click on this drop down and make sure it's on Mac OS extended journaled. Now I'll have to change this from master boot record to GUID partition map, and then I'll click on erase, and it will take some time to format the drive, make a different partition, make a separate partition for our Mac. We've got Mac drive partition into our hard drive. I'll close it since we are done making a partition for our Mac operating system. Now I'll go ahead and click on install Mac OS Big Sur and click on continue. So it shows Mac OS Big Sur. To set up the installation of Mac Big Sur, click on continue. I'm going to click on continue. I'll click on I agree. I'll click on agree, and I'll select the Mac drive and I'll click on continue, and it will start the installation of the Mac OS Big Sur on the hard drive. It shows 22 minutes remaining. Again, it depends upon the kind of hard drive you are using. So if you are using a SATA hard drive, it will probably take some time, but if you guys are using the SSDs or the higher version of the hard drives, the faster version of it, the process will be much faster. Probably will be completed in like 10 or 11 minutes, not more than that. So guys, I'm going to pause the video right here since I have already promised to skip all the unwanted parts. I'm going to pause the video right here. Once the process gets completed, I will restart the video and show you guys the further process. So guys, the installer just restarted my computer. I'm going to keep on tapping the F8 button and I will come to the boot device selection screen. Now I'll go ahead and again select the EFI partition of my flash drive and I'll click on enter, and it will again boot from the Clover bootloader. I'll just wait till the time the bootloader pops up. Now this time I will click my Mac OS like the Mac drive from my computer. So this is the Mac drive. Guys, just to let you all know, if you guys are facing any issues, what you can do is you guys can first go to these options and make sure you are deleting the entire arguments except for -v, that stands for the verbose mode. I'm going to zoom in and I'll show you the thing which is written on the screen. Okay, so this is -v. I'm going to press enter. I'll go to the graphics injector. I'll make sure I have selected the ADI since I am using the AMD graphics card. So I have checkmarked this box which says inject ADI. I'll go to return. Again, I'll just cross check if I have my USB injection tick marked. and I'll go to return. I'll go to return again, and then I'll press the space bar on the Mac drive. I'll just make sure that I have the variables mode checked here, and I'll go to boot OS X with selected options, and I'll press enter. Let me just zoom out from the screen so that you guys can see the entire screen. And it's now booting itself from the Mac drive. So the installer just restarted itself, and I'm going to keep on tapping the F12 button to go to the boot device selection menu. So this is the boot device selection menu. I'm going to again highlight the Sony storage media again for this time as well, since I have not completed the entire installation process. So we will be using the EFI partition of our flash drive unless we are done installing the complete macOS Big Sur on our computer. So I'm going to go for the for the partition which says boot macOS install for Mac drive data via pre-boot. So I'm going to press enter here to continue the further process of the installation. So again, it will take some time for the entire thing to come up. Okay, I don't think so I have to skip this because this is something which will happen to you as well. So I am going to keep this as it is. Guys, it's working, and I think it's going to bring up the graphical screen. Okay, yeah, it's going to bring up the screen. It just restarted itself again. I'm going to keep on tapping the F12 button to come on the boot device selection menu, and I'll go to UEFI Sony storage media again and press enter. So this time as well, I'm booting from my flash drive because we have not completed the entire installation process. Again, it bought these three menus. So I'll again go for Mac OS, boot Mac OS X from Mac drive, data via pre-boot. Even though after the installation, if this thing comes, please make sure you are booting from data via pre-boot, because I've seen that it's not booting from the Mac drive. I don't know what's the reason. I'm gonna have to figure out. Please make sure you guys are using this and booting a computer from the data via pre-boot. It's again doing the thing now. Now my computer just restarted itself for the fourth time. I'm going to keep on tapping the F12 button because we are not yet done with the entire installation process. I'll go to the UEFI partition of our Sony storage media. This is my flash drive. So I'll select this, and I'll wait for the bootloader to appear on the screen. I'll again go ahead and select the the data via pre-boot. Again, press enter. And again, it will take some time to do the thing. I'm gonna have to change the hard drive as well. So I'll select the country and the region. So United States. I'm gonna select states for now, and I'm gonna click on continue. we are done. I'm going to minimize the size of my dock. After the installation, we have to double click on the flash drive. Since we have placed our files in the flash drive for post installation, we will copy 3 of these folders onto our desktop screen. So guys, I'm going to go for Clover config, and I will place this Clover configurator on my desktop screen. I'll go to Clover configurator. So I'll make both of the EFI partition visible for my Mac drive, which is in my computer, and for the flash drive, which is connected to my computer. So there will be 2 EFI partitions which will be visible. I have mounted 2 EFI partitions. This is the EFI partition from my flash drive, and this is the EFI partition from my computer's drive. Now, as of now, we are booting from the EFI partition from our flash drive. We don't have any bootloader installed on the EFI partition of our computer hard drive because we just installed Mac operating system on it. So as of now, we will only be able to boot from the EFI partition from our flash drive because we have got the bootloader Clover on it. So what we'll do is we will first open the EFI partition of our hard drive, which is there inside our computer. This will be not blank, there will be an EFI folder in it. I just deleted that EFI folder. Inside that EFI folder, you won't be able to find any bootloader. So what we'll have to do is we'll have to delete that EFI folder from this EFI partition. We'll have to open the EFI partition of our flash drive. So this is the EFI partition of our flash drive. If you guys remember, we replaced this EFI folder using our Mac Catalina. We'll have to copy this EFI folder from our flash drive's EFI partition, and we'll have to paste it in the EFI partition of our hard drive. So I'm going to paste it now. Now if I disconnect the flash drive and if I reboot my computer, I'm sure that I will be able to boot from the EFI partition of my hard drive. So right now I've got the bootable Mac hard drive connected to my computer. So this is how we get the bootloader installed on the EFI partition of our computer. So guys, we got exactly the replica, the same image, the same thing from the EFI partition of our flash drive, which helped us to boot inside the Mac OS. I'm going to check the config.plist as well. So guys, make sure you first go ahead and check on the Google for the compatible kex files for your hardware, because this actually makes difference. If any of these creates issue, you will get a kernel panic error on the installation window. So make sure these kex files are according to the compatibility of your computer. If these are compatible for your computer, things will work great for you. Now I'm going to remove the flash drive from my computer for now, and I'll check if I am able to boot from the EFI partition from the hard drive of my computer. So I have removed the flash drive, as you guys can see. So I have restarted my computer. Okay, I'm going to keep on tapping the F12 button to come to the boot device selection. So this is the partition from my hard drive. As you guys can see, UEFI, and I'm using the Hitachi hard drive. So this is the EFI partition of it. I'm going to press enter on it, and this will probably boot the Clover bootloader if my calculations are correct. I'm just keeping my fingers crossed. Yeah, we've got Clover. So guys, there's one thing which I already mentioned before, and I'm mentioning it now as well. If you go to about Clover, as you guys can see, the Clover version which I'm using is 5122. So 5122. 5122 is the version of Clover which will help you guys to get inside the Mac operating system, the Big Sur, Mac OS Big Sur. So please make sure you guys are using Clover version 5122 in order to boot into the operating system. I'm gonna go to return. So this is the Clover bootloader. I really don't know the reason why I'm not able to boot from this second drive, which is the Mac drive. It just loads and it again restarts itself, but we are able to boot from this one. So please make sure if you guys are if you guys have installed this Clover bootloader, and it's going to be data via pre-boot, so you have to make sure you boot from this drive. I'll just have to cross-check my audio drivers, and I'll have to cross-check the internet connection, the working internet connection. Enter the password and go go inside the operating system. So I'll go to Safari and check if things are working fine for me. I'll go to Google and let's see if the internet connection is working for us. Yeah, we've got the internet connection working. So let's go to YouTube and see if we are able to play the video as well with sound. Yeah, sound is working for me. So I'll change it to 4K and check if the 4K format is working for me as well. Let's go ahead and play the video. So I'll change it to 4K and check if the 4K format is working for me as well. Let's go ahead and play the video. So the video driver as well is working for me. And there's no lag. So guys, things are working really fine for me. The video drivers are working fine, they are performing well. The audio driver as well is performing well, as you guys might have seen. It's giving me output. At least the basics are correct. Additional drivers, I'll have to figure out how to get the additional drivers. I mean, as of now, I didn't think any other drivers are needed for me, at least for me. So yeah guys, here we have the working Big Sur on our computer. So that's it for today guys. Thanks a lot for watching this video. If you guys like this video, please give me a thumbs up. If you guys have any questions in regards to this entire process, you guys can feel free to write down your questions in the comments box. If you guys are new to my channel, please do consider subscribing to my channel, Adam's Tech Guide, and becoming a part of this tech family. There will be a red subscribe button right below the video. Please click on that red subscribe button to subscribe for this channel. Once you click on the subscribe button, there will be a bell icon, the small bell icon right next to the subscribe button. Click on that bell icon to get the future notification for my videos. So yeah guys, that's it. Thanks a lot for being a part of this video. Thanks a lot for watching. I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Peace.